Every conversation about private equity in this industry is aimed at one person, the owner. When to sell, what price, which partner, and what's next for you. I want to talk about the people nobody's advising. And from where I sit, a lot of them are already halfway out the door. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, and wherever you happen to be right now. I'm Mike Voories, here to help you build a stronger team. I've spent about 30 years in the green industry. I've recruited a lot of people. I talk to a lot of owners and a lot of business leaders. And I also talk to a lot of team members. And lately, I'm hearing something I have to tell you about. Private equity is the hottest topic in the green industry right now, and it's not hype. As of last fall, private equity made up about 76% of all landscaping M&A activity. That's 3 out of 4 deals. There are hundreds of thousands of landscaping companies in this country. The industry's own association counts close to 700,000 of them. Most are small, most are family-owned, and no single company controls even 5% of the market. Fragmented ownership, recurring revenue, year-round demand. To a private equity firm, that's not grass, that's a buffet. So if you own a company of any real size, you've probably gotten the call, or you will. And here's what happens next. You get advice, a lot of it. Bankers, brokers, attorneys, other owners who've done it. When to sell, how to clean up the financials, how to maximize your multiple, how to pick the right partner, what your earnout looks like. And what are you going to do with the rest of your life, right? All that advice points at one person, you. Now let me tell you what I see. When a candidate calls us wanting to make a move, or one of our recruiters reaches out to them with an opportunity, we always come around to the same question. And that question is, why do you want to leave? For years, the answer to that question was predictable. Pay, a bad boss, and the one I heard the most, no room to grow. A long commute, all sorts of stuff. Lately, there's a new one, and it's coming up over and over. Private equity. People are telling us straight up that their company got bought and now they want out. Sit with that. The sale has not even ruined anything yet. Nothing has officially changed, and the best people are already updating their resumes. You can't see that from the owner's chair quite as easy, but I can see it from mine. Here's the part that should stop you cold. What did the buyer actually pay for? It's not your logo. It's not your trucks. They paid for recurring revenue, customer relationships, and crews who show up and do the work right. Every one of those things runs through your people. The recurring revenue exists because a crew leader knows that property better than the client does. The customer relationship exists because your account manager has been picking up the phone for the last 9 years. That reputation exists because your team built it one job at a time. The value doesn't sit in a spreadsheet. It walks out the door on 2 legs. And here's how these deals actually get paid. It's rarely an all-cash deal on day one. Part of your money comes later, and it rides on what happens after you sell. Sometimes it's an earnout tied to performance. Often you're rolling some of your equity into the new company and keeping a stake. Either way, part of your payout now depends on how the business does after closing. And how the business does depends on the team. If the team leaves, the number you were promised gets smaller. So even if you only care about your own check, understand this. Your team is the check. The private equity firm knows it too. Ask them and they'll tell you loss of key talent is one of the biggest risks in any deal. They know. The question is whether you're going to do anything about it before the closing or just gonna hope it works out? Let me give you a few things to consider. Some of these might be uncomfortable. First, your team can smell a sale before you announce it. New faces in the office, a closed door, the accountant shows up more than usual. Your people aren't stupid. The silence you think is protecting them is actually scaring them. Number 2, a retention bonus is not a strategy. It's a bribe with an expiration date. Your people do not have a loyalty problem, right? They have an options problem. They have options everywhere. A check buys you their body for 12 months. It does not buy you their belief. And number 3, nothing is going to change is the fastest way to lose trust. Because everyone in that room knows that something is going to change. The day you say it and it turns out to not be true, you've taught your team not to believe you, and they will act on that. Number 4, the first people to leave are the ones you can least afford to lose. Turnover in these situations is not random. It ends up being sorted by talent. The people with the most options move first. The people with the fewest options stay. Think about what that does to a company over 18 months. So what do? I'm not here to scare you out of selling. Selling can be the right move. A good partner can give your people more room to grow than you ever could alone. I've seen that happen. This is not anti-private equity. This is pro-team. But the good outcome, it doesn't happen by accident. So here's the shift. Bring your key people into the conversation earlier than feels comfortable. Not the number, that's yours, but the why, the what happens to you. The people who matter most should hear it from you in a room before they hear a rumor in a truck. Name your non-negotiables to the buyer. If keeping your team, your name, and your culture matters to you, that belongs in the deal conversation. The best acquirers in this space will tell you the team is the most important thing they're buying. The wrong ones give themselves away early. If a buyer is already talking about your team as a cost to cut before they even own the place, believe them. How a buyer talks about your people before the deal is done, that's exactly how they're going to treat them after it closes. So be honest about what you're really selling. You're not selling a business. You're selling the trust your people placed in you when they signed on. Handle that like it's worth something, because it is. Before you close anything, do one thing for me. Stand in the boots of your best people for a minute. Your top crew leader, your account manager, your operations lead, whoever at your company that it would hurt to lose. They've heard the whispers. They saw the closed door. They don't even know if their job, their crew, or their book of business is safe. Nobody's told them anything. So they're filling that silence with the worst version of the story. And that's not weakness. That's what people do when they're left in the dark. Now hear what that person is thinking. They're thinking, the buyer needs me. That value they pay for is standing in my boots. I have options. I'm not stuck. And here's the hard part for you. They're absolutely right. So put yourself on the other side of the desk. The people you most need to keep are the ones who feel the least certain and have the most options. And they're not being disloyal, they're being smart. If you were sitting where they're sitting, you'd be doing the exact same thing. The owners who come through a sale with their team intact are the ones who saw this coming. They looked through their people's eyes early. They answered the questions before they got asked. What's my role? Who do I report to? What's the plan for my team? If you can answer those for your key people and answer them honestly, you're already ahead of almost everyone else who's done this. So here's where I want to leave you. The sale is about the owner. The outcome is about the team. Everybody's obsessed with the first one, and almost nobody's protecting the second. If you're thinking about selling, don't wait for the deal to force the conversation. Go look through your best people's eyes this week before the rumor does it for them. One honest word about what we do, because this is the moment we're built for. Before a deal, we help owners hold on to the people who make the company worth buying. After a deal that someone else handled badly, we help their best people find a better seat. Both of those are our work. If any of this is on your desk right now, BR1 can help. I'm Mike Voories, and I want to help you build a team worth buying, whether you ever want to sell it or not. And then I want to help you be the kind of leader worth staying for. So until next time, keep building your stronger team.